verity.
As COVID cases decline, states ease restrictions from today. Delhi allows opening of markets and malls on odd even, with metro running at 50% occupancy. Uttar Pradesh lifts curfew from all districts except 4. In Maharashtra and Haryana, restrictions to be eased, both private and public offices to function with 100% staff in Gujarat. COVID-19 cases continue to decline. India reports 1 lakh daily new cases in last 24 hours, lowest in 61 days. Daily recoveries continue to outnumber daily new cases for 25th consecutive day. Recovery rate increases to 93.94%, 23 crore, 27 lakh vaccine doses administered so far. Covaxin trials on children developed by Bharat Biotech and ICMR begin at AIIMS, New Delhi from today. Vaccine trial on children underway at Patna AIIMS. At least 21 killed in massive explosion in central Yemen. Prime Minister Ma'in Abdul Malik Saeed blames Houthi rebels for the explosion. Earlier, a total of 16 were killed in attack by Houthi rebels on Saturday. And in the French Open, in the women's fixture, 23-time Grand Slam winner Serena Williams knocked out in 4th round by Elena Rybakina. Latest quest for a record equaling 24th Grand Slam title ends for Serena with a 6-3, 7-5 defeat. Hello and welcome to this edition of the news. I'm Rukma. In our top story, India continues to witness a decline in daily new COVID-19 cases, as we registered 1,636,000 new daily cases in the last 24 hours, which is the lowest in 61 days. Our active case load further declined to 14,01,609, and active cases decreased by 76,190 in the last 24 hours. Recoveries continue to outnumber daily new cases for the 25th consecutive day. As many as 1,74,399 patients recovered in the last 24 hours. So far, a total of 2,71,59,180 patients have recovered from COVID across the country. The recovery rate has so far increased to 93.94%. The weekly positivity rate currently stands at 6.21%, while the daily positivity rate is at 6.34%, less than 10% for the 14th consecutive day. As many as 2,427 people have died of COVID in the past 24 hours in the country. And we've crossed a major landmark as far as administration of vaccine doses is concerned, with more than 23 crore doses of COVID-19 vaccines administered to beneficiaries so far. The Health Ministry has confirmed that so far 23 crore 27 lakh 86,482 beneficiaries have been vaccinated, of whom 18 crore 65 lakh 14,773 were given the first dose. 4 crore 62 lakh 71,709 have received the second dose as well. The Union Health Ministry has informed that over 13 crore 90 lakhs 90,916 vaccine doses were administered in the past 24 hours. Of this, nearly over 13 lakh 11,000 beneficiaries were vaccinated with the first dose, whereas around 80,000 beneficiaries received their second dose in 24 hours. As part of the nationwide vaccination drive, the Government of India has been supporting states and union territories, providing them COVID vaccines free of cost. In addition, the Government of India has also been facilitating direct procurement of vaccines by states and union territories. So far, the central government has provided more than 24 crore vaccine doses to states and union territories through free of cost category and through direct state procurement category. Of this, the total consumption, including wastage, is 22 crores 96 lakhs 95,199 doses. More than 1.63 crore COVID vaccine doses are still available, with states and union territories to be administered. Vaccination is an integral pillar of the government's comprehensive strategy for containment and management of the pandemic, along with test, track, treat and COVID appropriate behavior. Meanwhile, testing for COVID-19 has substantially been ramped up across the country. According to the Indian Council of Medical Research (ICMR), 15,87,589 samples were tested for COVID yesterday. A total of 36 crore 63 lakh 34,111 samples were tested in the country till yesterday. And many states are easing COVID-induced restrictions from today. However, partial lockdown will continue. The relaxations have been made keeping the economy in mind. In national capital Delhi, as per new relaxations, all malls, markets and market complexes except weekly markets open between 10 a.m. to 8 a.m. an odd-even basis from today. All standalone shops, neighborhood shops and shops in residential complexes are permitted to open on all days without any distinction of essential and non-essential goods and services. Delhi metro services also began operating with 50% seating capacity since this morning. As per the new guidelines, private offices are allowed to function with 50% of the staff between 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Group A staff of government offices allowed to function with 100% and Group B with 50% staff. And in Maharashtra, a detailed 5-level plan to unlock the state came into force this morning, providing relief to residents and traders in areas where COVID cases have dipped considerably. The easing of restrictions in a phased manner is being implemented based on the positivity rate and occupancy of oxygenated beds in districts and cities. As per the unlock notification, cities and districts which have a positivity rate of less than 5% and oxygen bed occupancy of less than 25% will open up completely. But in places where the positivity rate is more than 5% and oxygen bed occupancy is over 25%, restrictions with varying degrees will remain effective. As COVID-induced restrictions are being gradually eased in Maharashtra, Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray cautioned the public to abide by all norms if they wish to avoid another lockdown and knockdown due to the COVID virus. In the wake of a significant decline in COVID-19 cases, the Gujarat government has also allowed all private as well as government offices in the state to function with 100% staff from today. The state government has also allowed all shops in 36 cities to open from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. However, the ongoing night curfew across the state has been extended till the 11th of June. In Uttar Pradesh, the state government has lifted corona curfew restrictions from all districts barring 4. Restrictions have been relaxed in 71 districts as the number of active cases in these are less than 600. Curfew will continue to remain in force in the 4 districts of Lucknow, Gorakhpur, Saharanpur and Meerut. These are areas with more than 600 active cases. Weekend and night curfew will continue, however, in all districts of the state. Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath will take a decision about the 4 districts where active cases are more than 600 soon. The Chief Minister has instructed officials to keep an eye on the COVID situation in Kanpur district in particular, where more than 100 new patients were found in the past 24 hours. Eminent medical practitioner Dr. Devi Prasad Shetty spoke comprehensively about COVID solution templates in the exclusive edition of Doctor's Chat, our special COVID series. He said that the pandemic will dramatically change the way we look at health care in our country. He expressed confidence that India will soon become the first country to dissociate health care from affluence.
I am very, very optimistic that the worst, whatever can happen has happened. And I am convinced that if we play our cards well now, third wave of COVID will be nothing but an epidemic of common cold. People will get infected, but they may not need hospitalization, oxygen, or the ventilator. That is possible because we have a window of opportunity now to put our acts together. The next important message from me is that this will dramatically change the way we look at the healthcare of our country. And I'm confident that India will become the first country in the world to dissociate healthcare from affluence. India will have the same standards of healthcare like US and Europe, but at a price which everyone can afford. And we can do it. Believe me, I trust my country and I trust my government.
And the screening of children for clinical trials of Covaxin developed by Bharat Biotech and ICMR starts today at AIIMS in Delhi. Days after similar trials began at AIIMS in Patna. The phase 2 and 3 trials will be conducted on children aged between 2 and 18. The center had given its clearance to clinical trials on the 13th of May. These trials, made by Bharat Biotech, are to see if it is suitable for children aged between 2 and 18 years old. Vaccine trials on children are already underway at the Patna AIIMS. And in Mumbai, a 28-year-old man lost his life and 4 others, including a woman, were injured as the wall of a 4-storied building collapsed today on an adjoining 2-storied home in suburban Bandra. The structures are located in Rajak Chaul at Kherwadi Road in Bandra East. Fire brigade personnel rescued 11 people, while residents in the area rescued 6 others immediately after the collapse around 1:30 this morning. Those rescued and injured have been sent to the Bhabha Hospital in Bandra and VN Desai Hospital in Santa Cruz.
ये 1:45 बजे हमको कंट्रोल रूम में मैसेज मिला है कि घर गिर गया करके, तो हम लोग इधर आने के बाद में देखा है कि यहाँ पे जो चाली है ये सब ग्राउंड +1, ग्राउंड +2, ग्राउंड +3 बिल्डिंग से एकदम सटा हुआ है आजू बाजू में। तो इसमें 4-5 घरों का पोर्शन ऊपर से नीचे गिर गया है। 12 लोगों को हमने रेस्क्यू किया है और उनको जिन लोग अच्छे थे उनको वापस भेज दिया और बाकी लोगों को जो जख्मी थे उनको हमने हॉस्पिटल में भेजा है।
And a 7-member interministerial team headed by S.K. Shahi, Joint Secretary Ministry of Home Affairs, will be visiting the areas affected by Cyclone Yas today to take stock of the damage caused. The team will visit Pathar Pratima and Gosaba in South 24 Parganas today and areas in East Midnapur tomorrow. It is also likely to hold meetings with the State Finance Department and officials of the Disaster Management Department during its 3-day visit. And the Met Department has informed that the southwest monsoon has further advanced into the central Arabian Sea, covering several parts of the country, including the entire northeast. The monsoon has also advanced into certain areas of Maharashtra, Telangana, Andhra Pradesh and into almost entire Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, northeast and most parts of sub-Himalayan West Bengal and Sikkim. Due to the strengthening of the southwesterly winds and a cyclonic circulation over sub-Himalayan West Bengal and its neighborhood, fairly widespread rainfall activity is likely over the northeastern states and adjoining East India in the next 4 to 5 days. And now for a look at COVID updates from across the world. As the battle against the pandemic continues, more than 17 crore 40 lakh people have tested positive for coronavirus globally so far. As many as 15 crore 70 lakh patients have recovered. The deadly virus has claimed the lives of 37 lakh 43,000 people worldwide. The United States continues to register the maximum cases in the world, with more than 3 crore 42 lakh testing positive for coronavirus, and the deaths so far numbering, or rather surging past 6 lakhs, exactly 6 lakh 12,000. And at this point, we go across live to the 28th meeting of Group of Ministers where Union Health Minister Dr. Harshvardhan is addressing.
It has been taken by the government, and of course about the ongoing project for putting up various PSA plants in the country. Then also we shall have another presentation by Dr. Amit Khareji, who is the chairman of the Empowered Group 8, and he was also the Secretary Information Broadcasting and Higher Education. He is going to update us about the strategy around information and communication and the various campaigns etc. that have been planned. Before I request Dr. V.K. Paul to start with the presentation, I will briefly update all of you about the present status of COVID in the country. For your information, till now we have seen, since our first case on 30th January 2020, we have had 2,89,09,975 cases in the country, and out of this 2,71,59,180 patients have recovered and gone back home. As on today, we have 40,01,609 active cases in the country, and you will recall that in the recent past only a couple of weeks back, we had over 37 lakh active cases in the country. Our recovery rate is continuously climbing up, and it is right now 93.94%. In the last 24 hours, we have had the least number of cases in the last 61 days, and this number is just a little more than a lakh of cases, 1,636 cases. In the last 24 hours, 1,74,399 cases have recovered in the country, and our fatality rate is 1.20%. Till today morning, our data informs us that 23,27,86,482 doses have been administered to various category of people in the country. And to be very specific, between 18 to 44 years of age, we have given the first dose to 2,86,18,514 young people, and the second dose also to 1,68,302 people. And as on today morning, 1,43,01,409 doses are still available with the states. Above 60 years, the first dose has been received by 6,06,75,796 people, and between 45 and 59, 7,10,44,966 people have already received the first dose. Till now the country has had over 36 crore 64,41,742 tests. Total cumulative, that's the number of tests that have been done by the country. And as I have been saying, that in spite of a Sunday, yesterday also we did over 15,87,589 tests in the country. Our lab number has gone further up since our last meeting, and today it is 2,624. The daily positivity rate is also continuously declining, and it is 6.34%, and this is less than 10% for the 25th consecutive day. Still, there are 15 states where the positivity rate is greater than 10%, and our weekly positivity rate is 6.21%. In the second wave, we can see that there is a continuously the number of daily cases is subsiding, that's declining also, and it remains lesser than the number of daily recoveries. From 12th May, daily new cases are on the decline continuously, and since 14th May, our recovered cases are more than the new cases. 83% of our active cases are in 10 states, and the remaining 17% are in 26 states and UTs. 7 states, Delhi, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Haryana, Gujarat, Uttarakhand and Jharkhand, they have less than 1,000 cases. 5 states, Jammu, Kashmir, Punjab, Bihar, Chhattisgarh, UP, they have less than 2,000 cases. And even the most affected states like Maharashtra, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, there also we can see that there is a decline in the number of cases at a significant rate. Growth rate from 5th of May, it was 14.7%, and today it is 3.48%. Then I would like to update you about a little bit about the INSACOG sequencing labs. We all know that these RNA viruses, they have a potential for frequent mutations, and some of these mutations can adversely affect disease transmission as also the severity. So you will recall that we had established 10 national labs for the INSACOG this sequencing facility. Now till now we have done some 30,000 sequencing, and recently we have added 18 more new labs to this national consortium. So now we have a total of 28 labs doing this genome sequencing. Finally, a bit about mucormycosis, which is something which has been in the discussion for quite some time now. On the special dashboard that we had created last time, I had apprised about this to the GoM. We have from 28 states some 28,252 cases till now, and out of this 86%, that is 24,370 cases, are having a history of COVID. 62.3% cases, that's about 17,601, are having history of diabetes. We have the maximum number of cases from Maharashtra, this is about 6,329, followed by Gujarat 5,486, and then of course MP, UP, Rajasthan, Haryana, Karnataka, Delhi and Andhra Pradesh. So this is briefly the outline of some of the features that I thought I must highlight before we go to the presentations. So now I'll first request Dr. V.K. Paul to present the first presentation before all of us and brief us about the latest status around vaccination and preparations for taking care of the children in a better way in the future times. Dr. V.K. Paul, you can take over now.
Thank you, sir. Sir, my presentation is visible, sir. Just confirm it.
Yes, very much.
Thank you so much. Honorable Union.
Briefing by the Union Health Minister, he was talking about the number of cases, the number of fatalities. He presented that very positive picture that is emerging right now about the COVID situation in the country. The least number of cases in the past 24 hours, more than 1 lakh recoveries. The fatality rate is at 1.24%, and well, the number of tests have also been no less than over 15 lakhs yesterday. Well, the labs have also gone up, and daily positivity rate is declining by the day, not just in Delhi but across the country, across every state and union territory. Meanwhile, back in the bulletin, Israel on Sunday began vaccinating children between the ages of 12 to 15 against COVID. The vaccination started despite Israel's health ministry on the 2nd of June saying that 275 cases of myocarditis were reported between December 2020 and May 2021 among more than 5 million vaccinated people, disclosing the findings of a study it commissioned to examine the matter. Israel has been a world leader in its vaccination rollout. Nearly 55% of the population has already been vaccinated. Parents and their teenage children who arrived at a local medical center to get their first of 2 COVID vaccine shots voiced confidence in the move.
No concerns at all. We're pretty sure that this vaccine is working, and we're happy that the kids are finally able to get it these days.
As a mother, you know, you always want the best for your children, and here too I did not have concern because I was certain that this would be the best solution for my child, for my daughter. We are in a different place today here in Israel with the vaccines, and I know we are helping the entire community by getting the vaccination, also for the youth.
Yeah, I just want to get vaccinated as soon as possible because I believe in the vaccine and I trust it and I want like my life back pretty much.
And Taiwan's president on Sunday expressed gratitude to the United States because of its donation of 7,50,000 COVID vaccine doses to Taiwan, a plan which is part of the US's drive to share shots globally. U.S. Senators Tammy Duckworth, Dan Sullivan and Christopher Coons met with President Tsai Ing-wen at the airport, who said the vaccines, along with those Japan donated last week, would be a great help in the fight against coronavirus. Taiwan is dealing with a spike in domestic cases. Only around 3% of its 23.5 million population have been vaccinated, with most getting only the first shot of 2 needed. And at least 30 people lost their lives and 50 others were injured as 2 trains collided in Pakistan's southern Sindh province this morning. According to state media, the Saeed Express en route to Karachi from Lahore collided with the Milat Express. Bogies of the Milat Express overturned in the accident that occurred near Dharki, a city located in the Ghotki district of Upper Sindh. Officials were also facing difficulty in rescuing the people trapped inside the overturned bogies. 13 to 14 bogies were derailed in the accident, while 6 to 8 were completely destroyed. A relief train has departed from Rohri. Rescue and relief operations are on, and officials have rushed to the spot. In Yemen, 21 people at least lost their lives as a massive explosion rocked central Yemen early this morning. The country's Prime Minister Ma'in Abdul Malik Saeed has said that the explosion in the central city of Marib was the result of a missile and a drone attack by Houthi rebels. The health and information ministers in the internationally recognized Yemeni government have also blamed Houthis for the attack. Early on Saturday, a total of 16 people were killed in a ballistic missile attack launched by the rebels against Yemen's oil-rich province of Marib. A recent UN-brokered negotiation between Yemen's warring sides and other relevant parties has failed to produce any agreement of ceasefire. The country has been mired in more than 6 years of civil war between the Saudi-backed government and Iran-supported Houthis. And in the French Open, Slovenian tennis player Tamara Zidansek has made it to the quarterfinals, the second Grand Slam of the year. Tamara has made it to the top 8 of the Grand Slam, beating Sorana Kersti of Romania. In the fourth round, Tamara beat Kersti 7-6, 6-1 in 1 hour 26 minutes. With this, Zidansek has become the first female Slovenian player to make it to the quarterfinals of a Grand Slam championship. Meanwhile, India's Rohan Bopanna and his Croatian partner Franco Skugo reached the quarterfinals. Bopanna and his Croatian partner progressed through to the quarterfinals of the men's doubles after a walkover in the round of 16 clash on Sunday. The duo was set to take on Matve Middelkoop and Marcelo Aravello, but made it to the last 8 stage after their opponents withdrew before the match. The Indo-Croatian pair will now face Pablo Andujar and Pedro Martinez in the quarterfinals. Meanwhile, in the women's singles, Serena Williams' latest quest for a record equaling 24th Grand Slam ended in disappointment as she was defeated by Kazakhstan's 21st seed Elena Rybakina in the round of 16 on Sunday. 39-year-old Serena, still one short of Margaret Court's all-time record of most Grand Slam singles titles, has not gone beyond the fourth round at Roland Garros since losing the 2016 final. Russian-born Rybakina extended her best run at a major as she advanced to her first quarterfinal, where she will face Anastasia Pavlyuchenkova for a spot in the last 4. Meanwhile, 20-time major winner Roger Federer has withdrawn from Roland Garros ahead of the fourth round clash with Matteo Berrettini. Federer said in a statement that after discussions with my team, I have decided I will need to pull out of the French Open today. After 2 surgeries and over a year of rehabilitation, it's important that I listen to my body and make sure that I don't push myself too quickly on my road to recovery. I am thrilled to have gotten 3 matches under my belt. There is no greater feeling than being back on court. See everyone soon. And that's all we have for you in this edition of the news. News and updates continue on DD News and DD India. Stay tuned. Namaskar.